Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Nalina Nitraya Venuvadya Vinodine Radhadara Sudhapana Shaline Vanamaline Mahabhava Swarupastvam Krishna Priya Variyase Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Shri Radhika Tvam Namostute. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, text number 32. Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepi syupapayonayah striyo vaishostata shudro tepi ante param gatim. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of a lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in the devotional service there is no distinction between the lower and higher classes of people. In the material conception of the life, there are such divisions. But for a person engaged in a transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. And that's why the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is considered as a universal knowledge. It's not a sectarian or not meant for one particular community. It is meant for each and every individual. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 4th chapter and 18th verse, it is explained, Kirat hunandra pulinda pulkasha abhirashumbhaya vanaha khasadayah ye anne cha papaya dapashrayashrayah Shuddhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Kirat, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulakasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavan, members of the Khasa race and even other dedicated or addicted to the sinful acts can be purified by taking the shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Due to his being supreme power, I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. It is stated that even the lowest, who are called as the Chandalas, means dog eaters, can be purified by the association with a pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of a man. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man taking shelter of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the modes of goodness, brahmanas, the mode of passion, kshatriyas or administrators, the mixed mode of a passion and ignorance, vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, shudras or workers. Those lower than them are called chandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, the association of those born in a sinful families is not accepted by the higher classes. But the process of devotional service is so strong that the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord can enable people of all the lower classes to attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes shelter of Krishna, as indicated here by the word Vyapashritya. One has to take shelter completely of Krishna. Then one can become much greater than great Gyanis and Yogis. Krishna is glorifying the path of bhakti in this verse. Even Stri, Vaishyas, Tata, Shudra, they are Papa Yonaya. They're the lowest, but still they can get liberated by accepting the process of devotional service. This verse is a continuation of Krishna's declaration, and so it also glorifies the potency of bhakti. Even the most sinful can become purified by devotional service. And here Krishna speaks about those who have taken a lower birth. Lower birth. Neither they are Vaishyas, neither they are born in a Kshatriya families, nor born in a Brahmin families. But lower than the Shudras, like a Chandalas who eat dogs, hogs. Then in the next verse, describes those who have taken the higher births. And that's the text number 33. Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajarashayas tatha anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvama. How much more this is so of the righteous brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in the loving service unto me. In this material world, there are classifications of people. But after all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. It is clearly stated here, Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvama. This world is temporary and full of miseries, not habitable for any sane gentleman. So whoever is staying here is not a gentleman, and who wants to stay for long here is not a gentleman. If he's a gentleman, he will try to get rid of this material world. Some philosopher, especially Mayavadi philosopher, says that this world is false. But we can understand that from Bhagavad Gita, the world is not false, it is temporary. There is a difference between temporary and false. This world is temporary, but there is another world which is eternal. This world is miserable, but the other world is eternal and blissful. Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. To him also the Lord says, take to my devotional service and come quickly back to Godhead, back home. No one should remain in this temporary world, full as it is with the miseries. Everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead so that he can be eternally happy. The devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the only process by which all problems of all classes of a man can be solved. Everyone should therefore take to Krishna consciousness and make his life perfect. Again, here it is proved that the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is universal. It's not a sectarian, it's not a regional, but it's a universal. Krishna is saying those of a lower birth get purified by devotional service. What to speak of those who have taken a higher birth? For them it's very easy then. Krishna. The term anityam, as Srila Prabhupada explained in his purport, means non-eternal. To describe the material world, Krishna has used this word. Not the word mithya or false. He says anitya. Mayavadi philosopher says Jagan mithya, Brahma satya. Only the absolute truth is truth and everything else is false. But Lord never says that. Lord says that anityam, asukham. This world is temporary or not eternal. Mayavadi says that the world is false, but Srila Prabhupada says we can understand from Bhagavad Gita that the world is not a false, it is temporary. To seek the happiness where everything is temporary is called illusion, Brahma. And we are living in that illusion. We are hoping against the hope. Asha pasher shater baddha. Prahlad Maharaj says that every living entity in this world is bound by the hopes, against the hopes. They think that, oh, today I'm not happy, maybe tomorrow I will get. Maybe after few years I will be happy. Maybe like that, probabilities. Krishna concludes the text 33 with the words, Bhajasvamam, engaging loving service unto me. In the next text, Krishna will clearly tell us how to do so. How we should bhaja or how we should worship their lordships. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. A Vaishnava, a devotee, cannot accept that this Jagat or world is false. No. How it can be false? Suppose you enter a very beautiful garden with beautiful trees, so many nice flowers and buildings. Everything is exquisite. The owner of the garden shows you around, and if you say, oh, it is all mithya, then how depressed he becomes, thinking, I have bought this friend to show him the beauty of this garden, and he says it is mithya. Similarly, we don't want to depress Krishna. That is not our business. Krishna has created this world where everything is very nice. The sun is rising just exactly on a time. It is setting exactly on a time. The moon is rising. The seasons are changing. And we are getting nice food, nice fruits, nice flowers. So we won't discourage Krishna. Krishna has created this nice world how can I say it is mithya? It is the byproduct of Krishna's energy. And Krishna's energy cannot be false. It is eternal. This is what Prabhupada has wrote down in the purport of Nectar of Devotion. And there he clearly mentions about this. So how to worship Krishna, that he is going to explain in the last verse of this chapter. And it's a very famous verse. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamaevaishyasi yuktaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Sometimes, unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Puran, as it is quoted by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada in his Anubhashyak comments on Chaitanya Charitamrita 5th chapter Adi Leela, verse number 41 to 48. Deha dehi vibhedoyam neshware vidyate kvachit. This means that there is no difference in the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because the commentators do not know this science of a Krishna, they hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. So Prabhupada is clearing away the doubts about what Krishna has said that we have to accept as it is, rather than given our own mental speculation or comments on that. You should accept as it is. As he says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Engage your mind in me. Always think about me. Worship me. If he says, we have to follow. Sometimes what happens, this Mayavadis, unscrupulous people, they think that Krishna is different from his body and mind. No. On the absolute platform, Krishna, as his holy name, his body and his mind, his intelligence, nothing is different. All they are one and same. As we have a difference, we are different from this body, we are different from our mind, we are different from our intelligence, we are different from our ego. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna and as a person and his body, they are same. There is no difference between Deha and Dehi, body and the person who possesses the body. Deha Dehi Vibedho Ayam Na Neshware Vidyate Kvachit. There is and there will be no difference in the Lord's body, Lord's mind, Lord's intelligence, and Lord Himself. There is no difference. Then further Prabhupada explains about there are some who are demonic. They also think that they think of Krishna but enviously. Just like a king Kamsa, Krishna's uncle, maternal uncle. He was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as his enemy. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna would come to kill him. That kind of a thinking will not help us. One should be thinking of Krishna in a devotional love. That is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, and we have several times explained that his body is not a material, but is eternal, blissful knowledge. This kind of a talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee. Understanding Krishna otherwise from the wrong source will prove fruitless. Again, if you want to know Krishna, then you should approach a spiritual master or Tattvavid, as we were discussing in the morning. Tato mam tattvato gyatva. If someone knows Lord tattvataha as it is, then vishatit tad madantaram. Then that person totally gets absorbed in thinking about the Lord. Then further Lord says here, there is a beautiful poem about Krishna in which it is clearly stated that any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods is most unintelligent and cannot achieve at any time the supreme award of Krishna. The devotee in the beginning may sometimes fall from the standards, but still he should be considered superior to all other philosophers and yogis. One who always engages in Krishna consciousness should be understood to be perfectly saintly person. His accidental non-devotional activities will diminish, and he will soon be situated without any doubt in the complete perfection. The pure devotee has no actual chance to fall down because the Supreme Godhead personally takes care of his pure devotees. Therefore, the intelligent person should take directly to the process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in the material world. He will eventually receive the supreme award of Krishna. Krishna here gives 4 confidential instructions that we have to understand. First is man manaha, always think of me. If you read the previous chapters from 1st to 8, almost every chapter Lord clearly says that you should engage your mind thinking of me. Then further he says, Bhava mad bhaktaha, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. Is 9.34. First, Krishna tells us to always think of him. It is not sufficient to work hard for Krishna while our mind is wandering. Huh? Like the first and foremost thing of rendering service to Lord, chanting His holy name. If your mind keeps wandering here and there, do you think it is possible for you to concentrate on a service? No. And that's why Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan comments that here Krishna says to Arjuna, O so-called devotee of a king, the king's servant actually is thinking about his own wife and so on. His thoughts are not fixed upon the king. Thus, he is not actually the king's devotee. You, however, in contrast with such a person, should be absorbed in the thinking of me and should be my devotee. Your mind should always be fixed, like an uninterrupted flow of honey, on me, the son of Vasudeva. You should think of me as your own master and as the very goal of life. Consistency should be like a honey. When you pour honey, consistently it drops down. So one should engage himself and think about Lord consistently like a honey or an uninterrupted flow of a honey. The Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic literature. The middle 6 chapters are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So which are these middle 6 chapters? From 6 to 12. And the 9th and 10th chapter, essence of the middle 6 chapters. Finally, the last verse of this chapter, which is exactly in the middle of Bhagavad Gita, and which will be repeated practically verbatim at the end of the Gita. This verse is again going to get repeated in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita at the end. It is the most confidential and essential shloka. It is the essence of the essence of the essence of the essence and the most confidential of all knowledge. Become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. 9th chapter, 34th verse. The last verse of this chapter. One may question whether these verses beginning with Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto is actually the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Nothing that almost the same verse appears again as the Bhagavad Gita 18.65. Manmana Mad Bhava Matto Madhyaji Mam Namaskaru Mamai Vaishasi Satyam Te Pratijani Priyosi Me. There is a little bit difference. One may think that Bhagavad Gita 18.66 Sarvadharmana Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. Someone may think that this verse is actually essence, not the 18.65. Actually, both verses are the same in that. In the both, Krishna offers the same instruction. 18.66 expresses Krishna's desire that Arjuna surrender. And next, in 18.65 explains the components of that surrender. How one should surrender to the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 18, chapter 64th verse, just before the essential verse, Krishna states, Sarvam Guhyatamam Bhuyaha Shrunu Me Param Vachaha. I am speaking my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Sarva Griyatamam means the most confidential of all. Bhuyaha means again. Krishna speaks this verse Here in the chapter 9 and again as a text 18.65, Krishna also clearly says that these verses 18.65 and 18.66 are the most confidential knowledge of all and are his supreme instruction. Srila Prabhupada has many times explained this same point. In his purport of 18th chapter and text number 65, he writes, the most confidential part of a knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him and act for him. Concentration of the mind on the form of a Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge. And this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport to Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 24th chapter and 32nd verse. Tvam surivas sattvabutsas satyaha sada vivavadarahan padapitam Aishwarya Vairagya Yashobabodha Virya Shriya Purtamam Prapatte. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the reservoir that always deserve to receive worshipful homage from all great sages eager to understand the absolute truth. You are fully in opulence, renunciation, transcendental fame, knowledge, strength, and beauty. And therefore, I surrender myself unto your lotus feet. So here again, glorification of Lord's lotus feet has done. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advised Arjuna many times to surrender unto him, especially at the end of the 9th chapter. Man, mana, bhavamad bhakto. If you want to perfect, just always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your obeisances to me. In this way, you will understand me, the personality of a Godhead, and ultimately you will come back to me, back to Godhead, back home. So thus ends the 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita with Prabhupada's commentary. In his purport to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5th, text number 26, chapter number 26 and text number 37, Srila Prabhupada says, the complete purpose of this material world will be fulfilled when we resume our spiritual identities and go back home, back to Godhead. The very simple method for doing this is described by the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. One should be neither pious nor impious. One should be devotee and surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. This surrendering process is also very good. Even a child can perform it. Man mana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. One must always simply think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In the lecture of Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 15th chapter and 51 verse, Srila Prabhupada says, and the very simple thing is, Yaidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhidhayaswati. This confidential verse preaching of Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Bhagavad Gita preaching, the essence is Sarvadharmana parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Simply go and preach. This is very thing. Krishna says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. This is Krishna's desire. Preach to the world. Just be Krishna conscious. Man mana. Just become Krishna's devotee. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji. Just worship Krishna. Namaskuru. Just offer your obeisances to Krishna. 4 words. Then you become a preacher. It is not a very difficult to become a preacher and to become a spiritual master. How? Very simple thing. Go and speak what Krishna says. That's all. So, this verse is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And Lord has given us 4 wonderful instructions. That man manaha, we should engage our mind in him. Bhava mad bhakta, we have to become his devotee. Madhyaji, worship him. And mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to him. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna.